Okay, welcome. This is my Let's Play of the PlayStation 1 classic Metal Gear Solid. Solid. So, I hope you will enjoy this Let's Play as much as I will enjoy recording it. Obviously, we've been building up to this. We played Metal Gear on the MSX. We played Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. And now here we are, the game that everyone knows and loves as the awesome classic and must-play, Metal Gear Solid. So, I'll let you watch the opening sequence. Enjoy.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of FOX-HOUND. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit FOX-HOUND. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of FOX-HOUND involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, FOX-HOUND squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Okay, there's your opening. Hope you enjoyed that, and before I get started here, I am going to do one quick thing, because I am playing on the PS3. Switch to analog mode, because I love me my analog sticks. And let's go new game. Play on normal. So one thing I'm going to mention is, because of the fact the game is extremely chatty, with the codec conversations and even some of the videos, I will still do my commentary over a lot of these sequences, except for like the really big video sequences. So otherwise I wouldn't be giving much of a commentary. Now one little thing to note, you see the voice acting credits appearing on screen here. These are all pseudonyms. The voice actors of the game were worried that this wasn't sanctioned by the union. So they used some fake names.
Down a couple of bothersome flies.
Oh, you do that, dear brother. So yeah, they use some fake names so that way, in case the unions caught wind of this project, they wouldn't get into too much trouble. The popular myth is that they weren't sure that this game was going to be successful, which is, you know, utter BS, but what you going to do? The internet will propagate any rumor or anything as truth.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Yep.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec,
Push the select button.
When we need to contact
I
you,
love how the game
the
is so
codec will
self-aware
beep.
of the fact that
When
it
you
is
hear
a
that
game.
noise,
It's one of
press
those
the
interesting
select
little
button.
quirks of the Metal
The
Gear
codec's
series.
receiver directly
And
stimulates the small bones of your ear.
It kind of
No one
disarms
but
you.
you will be able to hear it.
It's weird.
Got it. Okay,
The
I'm
effect
ready
it
to
has
go.
on you as a player. Alright, so now we're given control in our first real sneaking room. And there's a ration down here in the water to get. Go back up these stairs. So, our mission in this room is to not get caught. And we do that by being careful and watching the Soliton radar. And our goal is to get to this section of the room. What's up?
Snake, there's an elevator there you can take up to the ground. You'll just have to wait for the elevator to come down. You better hide somewhere.
Fine. So let me duck down here. So if I just stay in this corner, I should be all set. So apparently he can't see me right here. Thank God. That was close. You do not see Snake crouching in the corner. So this is just, this is one of the more difficult rooms in the entire game, just on virtue of the fact that you're getting introduced to the stealth mechanics, number one. Number two, there's a lot of ways for you to get caught in this room. And number three, Snake has almost no health at this point in the game. So if you get caught, you're pretty much dead. You're not gonna make it through this room if you decide to go guns blazing. I mean, you could. You just snap the necks of both of the guards and try to do it as stealthily as possible. Which, for whatever reason, I always seem to screw up the snapping of the necks, so I won't even really be doing that much, if at all. Once I get the suppressor on my SOCOM, that will be my neck snapping. But, yeah, this is, we're just basically waiting for the credits to end and the elevator to arrive so we can hop on and go upstairs. He almost saw me. Now this is interesting. Oh my God. Now just wait for him to move. Somehow he doesn't see me in the corner. I'm okay with that. So we made it through our first room, our first little test or exercise, if you will. Not bad, not bad. And the dramatic opening continues. This is Snake. Solid Snake. And keep in mind, folks, in 1998, this game was fucking pretty. Like, this was a revelation in how good this game looked. The level of detail on the characters was insane. And this was like the first time anyone really went to the extremes that Hideo Kojima did in making a game feel cinematic. I mean, today it doesn't translate as well because everyone's kind of tired of it. But in '98, it was just the right time, right place. This game just hit, and everyone dug it. It was so good. And, you know, I hope that people who play it today or who possibly are discovering it for the first time nowadays can appreciate how revolutionary this game was for its time. And it's interesting, too, like, this definitely is Metal Gear Solid. It feels Metal Gear. But compared to, like, the newer games, there's something different about it. There's something... This stands on its own.
It's Snake.
Which
I'm
like.
in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
No, it hasn't.
Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard
Nobody
to move.
knows
Bear with it.
how
It's
dry
designed to prevent
I am.
hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle
No, you'd
out
be a
there.
snakesicle.
An anti-freezing peptide snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using
Be
it.
I
thankful, though.
see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
Two F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way.
Funny you should mention
The terrorist
that.
radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D.
Behind D. Colonel,
Oh, I love how he
What's a
asks
Russian
everything.
gunship
It's a
doing
question. Everything Snake says is a question.
But it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your
But
best
then
chance
again,
to slip in unnoticed.
His dialogue is based off of the character Snake Plissken from Escape from New York, so... A movie that I need to see. If for nothing else, just to geek out on how Snake Plissken is essentially Solid Snake and Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. Oh man, crazy to fly that in this weather.
There are only 18 hours left until their deadline.
18 hours?
You've got to hurry.
That's tomorrow!
Wow, you must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced
This
you
is
to
the jailbait.
yet.
I mean,
This is Mei Ling.
our,
she was assigned to us as our
specialist.
visual and data processing
She's our
specialist. She
specialist.
designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake.
And one thing I find
It's an honor to
interesting is
speak to
how the voice
a living
actress for
legend
Mei
like
Ling,
yourself.
starting in Twin Snakes and Metal
What's
Gear
wrong?
Solid 4, decided to
I just
no
didn't
longer
expect a
use the
world-class designer of
accent
military
for the voice.
technology
She
to be
just kind of
so
sounds more American.
You're just flattering
Not
me.
sure what that
No,
was
I'm
about,
serious.
but
Well, I know I won't be
the choices
bored
you
for
make
the next
as an
18
actor, I
hours.
suppose.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake.
Oh, Snake's a
But, I'm
douchebag and a ladies'
surprised.
man.
You're very
He's like a
frank for a
gentleman
trained
spy
killer.
and
Looks
Rambo
like we both
mixed
have
into
a lot
one.
to learn about each other.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system.
Oh boy, the Soliton radar.
The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake.
Okay,
The red dots are your enemies, and the
Alrighty.
blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
got it.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
I won't,
First, I want you
I'll
to
stay out of their
infiltrate the
cones of
disposal
vision,
site and look for the
because
DARPA
they're very
chief.
short-sighted,
The
as
DARPA
you
chief
saw
was
in that
injected
first
with
room.
the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you. He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
I'll just
Get
look for the
whatever
green dot.
information you can from him about the terrorists.
Is it just
If
me, or
he's
does this
alive, that is.
remind you of the beginning of Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake a little bit?
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use
Gets
it.
jammed easily, I'm
Yes,
afraid.
It gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Thank you, Colonel.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
I didn't even
Seriously,
realize
Snake,
that
we're
was
here to
coming
back
either.
you
I
up,
was
so
just like,
call
okay,
if you
got
need
it.
some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission
I love
data.
being able to predict Snake's
Contact me
dialogue
if you want
so
me to
well.
record your current status. My frequency
Seriously, it's been a
is
while since I played this game, so I totally forgot that he says,
146.96.
got
It's
it.
a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except
And that's
for
like
your
the most
binoculars,
important
you're
frequency in the
naked.
whole game,
You
too.
need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember.
OSP.
First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor.
She is
By the way,
frisky.
sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
If I was
How
Snake, I
did
would
you do
definitely hold her
that?
to that.
In my
Jeez.
stomach.
See her
Thanks
in
to the
Metal Gear
shot you
Solid
gave me
4?
that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
They can show me laser beams and stuff to avoid. I've done it before. They're very useful.
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
Yeah.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in.
Well, you could. It would just
There's one
probably
sentry
set
on
off
the
a
left
huge-ass
and one on
alert
the
and
right.
you'd be dead in a second.
They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
Those damn pineapples. It's the green pineapples, too. The worst kind.
What about the air duct near the door? There
Someone's
should also
snoozing.
be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
Alright, so now we are finally given free reign to explore the sandbox of sneaking possibilities. Oh, I'm already full on my rations. Perfect. So we will sneak around. Now the guards can follow your tracks in the snow. So let's see. Now, a lot of this game is played with your focus on the radar, which later on in the series they kind of fix that a little bit. But in this game in particular, you play the game almost completely focused on the soliton radar. Oh, and here's a short little cutscene, which is pretty interesting.
A surveillance camera?
Surveillance camera? Oh no! How do we get around that? Let's get some chaff. Wait. That's more like it. So let's equip the chaff. Toss that. And that jams the cameras. And we can pick up the stun grenades with no trouble. No trouble. But the only problem is it does jam your radar. Okay, so we can sneak under this camera by going under its blind spot. And now we just wait for this guard up here. Wait for him to continue his patrol. Bless you. Whew. Gesundheit. Well, as long as you stay out of their cone of vision, they will never notice you. It's a very interesting sneaking mechanic. Another codec call.
That base must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate the air.
Yeah, I'm standing
There
in
should
front
be
of
air
one,
ducts
Colonel.
around there
Didn't you
somewhere.
see that?
They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere.
Probably.
And since
I
generating
guess.
electricity requires oxygen, there must be exhaust openings for that too.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using as a diversion with a Hind D.
Ah!
Then we got a message from Liquid.
Liquid!
If we try something like that again, he'll launch the nuke.
No.
Snake, hurry up and get in
He's
there.
bluffing.
That
He's
Hind will be
definitely
coming
bluffing.
back
You
soon.
won't launch that nuke. Not yet. He doesn't have what he wants. So, in we go. Doesn't this first area feel like the first area in Metal Gear 2? Just without the catchy tunes. Alright, so now we're in the shaft. Shaft! Okay, who's this?
Snake.
Master.
This is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while,
So,
I still
what was
help
it like
train the
working with Big
Alaskan
Boss, Miller?
scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the
I
situation.
do like Miller. He really
thought I
comes
might
into
be
his
of some
own in
use.
Peace Walker. And
There's no one I'd rather
Ground
have in a
Zeroes
foxhole
definitely,
than you.
and I can't wait to see him in
Well,
Phantom Pain.
I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here.
Oh, I definitely
My
will.
frequency is 141.80.
So if we call him up for a little bit of advice, let's see what he says.
Snake, you've got to think. Your mind is your most dangerous weapon.
Oh my
If things are
God,
getting
that's
too
why.
complicated,
That's why I'm
try
having
to
a hard time. I'm
simplify
not
your
thinking.
thoughts. You can also try
Jeez.
calling Campbell for
I guess I better
advice.
just start thinking then. I'll get through the rest of the game. Whew. If that's all I need to do is just think. So luckily these air ducts are open and Snake can just sneak right in. It's as if they didn't expect to have anybody come through here.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the
First floor basement, huh?
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
Yeah, what
They
about
just
it?
opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Okay.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell.
Woman in the
Don't
cell?
get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Oh, I love Snake's dialogue. It's so stupid, yet so awesome. So we're just sneaking in. Pay us no mind in the shaft. Shaft! Gotta find that DARPA chief. We go right here? No, we go left here. There's a ration which we don't need because we're already full. What now?
Press the action button to drop down.
Colonel, where's the action button? I don't know what you're talking about. Where do I find it? Where's that select button that you were telling me about? What?
Use the elevator to change floors.
Okay.
There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
Alright. Sounds like a good idea. Elevators typically take you in between floors. Alright, so we just gotta sneak around this camera here. Go underneath its blind spot. And this camera is guarding valuable piece of equipment, thermal goggles. This will come in handy later on in the game when we're scrounging through a cave. Alright. Luckily, despite the fact these floors are noisy, none of these guards apparently can hear me running around up on the bridge. And let's stay out of line of sight of this camera. Good. Just gotta be careful around these guards. Don't want to set off any alerts. Alerts. Alert. Okay, so he's off doing his thing. Grab some bullets from my gun. And if you hit the action button twice on the elevator, it'll open it right up. And basement 1. And somehow those guards saw me, but they didn't recognize that it's Snake. Or something. There's no other explanation. Another call.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
I will as soon as you hang up with me. We can't go in this door. Damn it.
What now?
Snake, If you want to go up or down a ladder, just press the action button by the ladder.
What's this action button you keep telling me about, Colonel? Oh, okay. Found it. It's the circle button on the gamepad. Okay. Snake, alone with only his thoughts to keep him company in the cold shafts on Shadow Moses Island. What's in here? Let's take a peek. Who's that?
Is that a woman? Not him.
Definitely not. He's not that cute.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
There should be a way to drop down. Just let me figure it out. Jeez. Take forever. Is that him? It must be.
Who's that?
It's Snake. Solid Snake.
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
Who's gonna
I'm
save
the
you?
pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them.
One of who?
In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Yep.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They
Oh no.
could launch a nuke.
Yep, there she is.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay? We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A weapon that will change the world.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. Say it, Snake. Come
Metal
on.
Gear.
Yeah.
It can't be.
You knew?
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
I know, who would want to go to Alaska?
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between Armstech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Viva la revolution!
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Terrorists?
Rex.
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype.
Metal Gear.
Probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
Why don't you shut up, Johnny? God. Liquid poop.
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
Oh, okay.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes, Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker?
Baker?
The president of Armstech.
That's right.
Arms.
Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
Oh.
You talked?
Why?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of FOX-HOUND. He has psychic powers.
No, he doesn't. Well,
this is bad.
But he can't read my mind.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
That's not good.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
How?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by ArmsTech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
Ah!
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
Well, that sounds doable.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys.
Card keys.
Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved into an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Everything with Snake is a question.
Any other clues?
Yes. They cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you?
Wait, what?
From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House.
Clean your ears or something, alright, dude? Come on.
That's their problem.
I'm not repeating myself
to do
here.
With my orders.
I'm here to rescue you.
What about the Pentagon?
Pentagon?
What? What's a Pentagon? What? What happened? What happened? Dude, are you okay? Are you having a heart attack?
What happened?
Hey. Stay calm. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. Don't touch me. Wait. What? He's dead, Jim.
Dead.
What the hell happened?
Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I just said that.
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No.
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Yeah.
Absolutely
No,
not.
I mean, no,
Snake,
I'm not.
you've got
I'm
to
not
understand,
hiding anything
this
about
op
Fox
is
Sky from
security
you,
level
Snake.
red.
Nope.
You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
Sadly,
I told
Snake,
you,
that's what happens.
The Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support.
Or have all the information. They're just giving orders.
Time to debate.
And they're doing
Get out
what
of
they're
there
told
and
to do.
find President Baker.
Everyone answers to somebody. Alright, so we got rations down here. Don't need them. And I'm actually gonna... Oh, I can't equip anything right now. I was gonna equip some rations, but... Hello? Hello? What's going on? Can you let me out of my cell? Hello? Okay. That was odd. What happened to that man's pants?
So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid?
No, I'm solid.
You're not. Don't move!
Oh, look, she's trembling.
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful. I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookies' eyes if I ever saw them.
They're rookies' eyes.
You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not one of them, are you?
One of who?
Open that door.
Everyone's like one of them, one of you, one of each.
So we can get the hell out of here.
Side by each.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
God damn it.
What are you doing? Don't think.
Shoot! Alright, let's get some rations going here. And don't think. Shoot.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Our first section where we actually see some real action here.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Just shoot! Holy shit, girl! By the way, Johnny's butt was covered by underwear in, Thank you. You actually did something. In the Japanese version of the game, Johnny's butt is covered up by underwear. Now they're gonna toss a grenade. Damn it! I always get hit by that. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No problem at all. Okay, what are you doing now?
Thanks for the help.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Wait.
Nice ass, girl.
Who are you?
She wiggles it.
You fool! You killed him!
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
I hope you would have a good idea. Now, I get the significance of that cutscene, but why you see it, I don't know. Because if you're supposed to be playing the game from the perspective of Snake, why would he see that and know what's going on? I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's to explain this hallucination. What the hell?
Good girl. Just like that.
Who are you? Things just aren't making sense right now.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No,
it's
Snake.
from those
The
cigarettes.
nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from
Psycho
Mantis,
what's it?
FOX-HOUND psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
Huh?
So that was Mantis.
Interesting. Alright, so that was our first, like, mini-boss. So, I'm gonna save here.
Snake, Psycho Mantis has the power to read people's minds. He got the DARPA chief's detonation code. Hurry up or he'll get Baker's code too.
That's right. If the terrorists get Baker's code, they'll be able to launch that nuke anytime they want.
Yeah, they'll use Metal Gear to do it. Colonel, did you know they were conducting a military exercise here using Metal Gear?
Oh,
I
Snake.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Really?
sure.
Snake, you've got to understand. I'm just the middleman in this operation.
Okay.
Anyway, hurry up and get to the second floor basement. You've got to save the Arms Tech president before the terrorists find out his code.
What a bother. Alright, so, Mei Ling, what's up? Let's save.
What's up, Snake?
I want to save, please. New file. Complete.
Snake, remember what the Gaul said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake,
does
you're
that
all
mean?
alone and surrounded by bad guys.
Huh?
Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
I'll try.
You're right. Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
That's impressive.
Well, both my parents are from Guangdong, China. But I was born and raised in America.
Oh.
I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
Sounds
I'm
good.
looking forward to it. But to tell you the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Well,
Oh,
I'll think
Snake,
about it.
you dog. Alright, so I'm gonna end part 1 here. We got through a pretty beefy section of the game, and really do appreciate you watching part 1. I hope you stay tuned and come back for part 2. We've got our first real boss fight in part 2 coming right up, so thank you for watching, and keep on gaming.